Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Logan, and today we're going to be taking a look at a really neat little wireless microphone transmitter and receiver combo. Now, this is something that we don't typically review on our channel, but as content creators here on YouTube, we're always looking to improve the quality of our videos in any way we can. And that's why we were really excited when HOLLYLAND sent over the Lark 150 for us to take a look at. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then stick around and we'll get into it right after the intro. Now, as we mentioned, this is a wireless microphone transmitter and receiver combo that's mainly used for things like making YouTube videos, which is obviously something we do a lot around here on our channel. So in this video, I'll be talking about the Lark 150, how it works, and how we use it in our setup. And right out of the gate, this is a really neat little piece of gear. And essentially, just in case you're not aware, the whole point of a system like this is that you can transmit sound wirelessly from a microphone or some other analog source right into your camera or external audio recorder. And this can be very useful, say for instance, if you want to be moving around while recording speech. Without a wireless system, you'd have to actually use a very long cord to make sure that you could have a good range of motion, and even then it's more of a pain to set up, and you could end up picking up interference down the line if you need to use a very long cable to connect a lav mic to your camera. And that's where these wireless systems come into play. You can just clip a transmitter on your subject, put on the lavalier microphone, and get to recording. These encode the audio signal digitally over 2.4 GHz, so you don't have to be worried about any sort of interference or noise making its way into the wireless signal. Taking a look at the Lark 150 itself, the first thing you'll notice is this very handy charging case. This gets power from the USB-C port in the back, and it even has its own battery inside, which can charge both of the transmitters and the receiver included in the Lark 150 Duo kit. The transmitters and receiver click in magnetically and charge via these little pins inside the case, so it almost works like those charging cases that you'll get with a pair of Apple AirPods. And once you go ahead and remove one of the transmitters or the receiver, everything will turn on so you can get started. Now, the transmitters themselves are actually really unique on their own. Obviously, they're super small and lightweight, so they can easily be clipped on pretty much anything, and they have some pretty good sounding built-in microphones. And this is a quick test of the microphone built into the Lark 150 transmitter, and you'll probably notice that for the size, this is actually a really good sounding microphone. Alright, so we're back on the lavalier microphone, but there's even an included windsock that mounts using the 3.5mm external audio jack built into the transmitter, which is a pretty neat idea. Obviously, if you want to use one of the lav mics included with the Lark 150, you'll want to plug one into this port. The lav mics actually sound pretty good on their own, and this is how we've been using the Lark 150 for our last few videos. And obviously, you can see right here that I'm using one of the included lavalier microphones. One thing that I do want to mention is that when placing these lavalier microphones, you begin to run into the problem of muddy sound the further away you get from the speaker's mouth. As you can see, I have the microphone on my shirt right now, and it sounds pretty good, but that's because I've equalized the sound in post-processing. So right now, you can hear what the lav mic sounds like without any sort of equalization, and it sounds quite a bit more muffled. The sound is much more intelligible the closer you can get to the microphone, and if I bring the microphone right up to my mouth, it should sound a lot better. But obviously, this is not ideal if you want to capture your speaker's voice without him having to hold the microphone. This equalization is pretty easy to do in an editing software like DaVinci Resolve, which includes the Fairlight audio editing workspace, but if you don't have access to tools like this, then it's definitely something you need to consider. Other than that, the transmitters also have a power mute button, which you can use to temporarily mute yourself, and a clip that's just the right size to fit into a camera's cold shoe mount, so you could actually mount this to a camera if you want. Now, of course, these transmitters aren't any good without the most important part of the Lark 150 set, and that's the receiver itself. This little box feels more like a miniature audio mixer than anything else, and has some really neat features that could definitely make our lives a lot easier. The receiver has the same size clip as the transmitters do, meaning you can mount it directly on your camera. It's also got a really nice little OLED display in the middle, and two volume knobs on either side to control the volume of each transmitter. Holding either of the volume knobs down like a button will let you mute or unmute that transmitter, which is a really nice touch, but these buttons do have another feature which is actually pretty unique to the Lark 150. Holding down the left knob on the receiver will actually allow you to change the output mode. By default, the Lark 150 is in mono mode, meaning that whatever's being picked up by either one or both of the microphones will actually be recorded into both the left and right audio tracks. If you hold down the left volume knob for at least 3 seconds though, you'll be dropped into safety mode, which works a lot like mono mode, except for the fact that the left audio track will actually be recorded 6 decibels quieter than the right track. This way, if you don't have your volume set quite right and you get clipping in the louder track, you can just use the quieter track for those clipping areas. Switch modes again, and you'll get what's called stereo mode, which basically puts one microphone in the left audio track and the other microphone in the right audio track. And this basically allows you to record 2 microphones independently at the same time. Split the 2 tracks apart in editing, so you can edit 2 different voices without needing 2 separate audio recorders. With all that out of the way, it's time to talk about the setup and experience that we had with the Lark 150 microphone. We've been using it for the last few weeks in several different videos, and honestly, we've been very happy with the results, but there are some special things that we had to do to make sure we got the most out of it. And the first thing that I want to mention is that the wireless receiver actually outputs a line level signal rather than a lower level microphone signal. And this can be a problem if, like us, you're just using your regular video camera to record all of the sound for a video rather than using an external recorder. The line level signal that comes from the receiver is much louder than the camera expects, and even if you turn your camera's internal amplification as low as it can go, it could still cause clipping, which we ran into with our first video that we recorded with this microphone. You could obviously turn down the volume of the wireless receiver itself, but then you run the risk of raising your noise floor by a lot. Now, the best way to go about this is actually to attenuate the line level signal from the receiver down into a really quiet microphone level signal, which the input built into the camera can accept. And you can actually do this a number of ways. The easiest of which would just be to buy an attenuation cable for converting the line level signals to mic level signals, and that's exactly what we did right now. So if you want to see the cable that we got on Amazon, check the links down below. And really, that's about it. This is a really useful product for us as content creators, so we just wanted to quickly talk about our experience with it and why we feel you should definitely consider making this a part of your workflow if you need a really good wireless microphone solution. With all that said, I think it's about time to wrap up this video, so I thank you guys all very much for watching, and if you want to talk about some of the stuff that we do here on 2 Guys Tech, whether it be video production, home theater, or anything else, please go ahead and join our new Discord community, and we'll be sure to leave a link down in the description below. Please let us know if you have any questions or comments about the HOLLYLAND Lark 150 wireless microphone system down in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to answer them. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and as always, have an awesome day.